Okay, welcome. All right, that's Res Life by Blue Flames, a little bit of it anyway, from the Native American hip-hop scene. So, welcome today to another edition of Spiritual Judo for a Sustainable Jesus, and let's get going here. So let me bring up the document. Go. So it's coronavirus time, right? So what's been happening, right? Italy is in major shutdown, and I was just looking at the Deutsche Welt website and getting updates on the European situation, and how Germany had closed its borders and France has closed its borders and they're restricting activities in various ways. Spain is having some kind of high level count there, and the U.S. situation even has a worst case scenario that I saw at the Daily Kos from a New York Times piece that I won't even mention the numbers because it's a worst case scenario. Whereas China, apparently Deutsche Welt, according to Deutsche Welt, is doing reasonably well in their quarantining and their own sort of shutdown actions for public health around this. In Wuhan, right? In Wuhan, China is apparently where the coronavirus, COVID, has began. COVID-19 is it? So now I also read a piece on Deutsche Welt by a guy, is it Fabian Schmidt or something, who was basically expressing kind of my point of view based on looking up the numbers of flu viruses and that annual situation in which the World Health Organization presents the numbers that every year the flu kills within a range of 290,000 people up to some 690,000 people. And in the United States, it's a question of 36,000 of some kind of average people per year who die from the flu, influenza, some variation of it. So, given those kind of numbers every year, I'm still looking for the distinction between this COVID-19 or COVID-17, whatever it is, and the demonstrated level of danger in contrast with the flu, which has these very high, surprisingly high numbers that I was not aware of. So, but by all means, of course, everyone, right? Pay attention to the CDC numbers and the CDC warnings and the advice to quarantine and slow down and everything to address that lifestyle issue and the contact question. But there's another angle that is largely ignored, which is that of psychosomatic medicine, which is then the sort of the modern kind of framing of spiritual healing, spiritual living, and spiritual and religious practice, and that the health component of that. And so I have written up a little bit. So on today's episode, I want to look at this. Okay, it looks like we've got the first segment over here, so I will stop it.